The line is a bit fake.
Um, I think it will get better with time.
I can hear you.
Okay. So, Kwame, I know you've been on the show briefly a few days ago, but I want you to,
Yeah.
for those that don't know you, I want you to quickly introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is I am an Educative ambassador, a digital transformation tech. We do a lot of work around innovation, around the sustainable development goals. I run an agency called Reset Global People. We've been doing work in about 10 African countries in the last 10 years, and that is my brief background.
All right, Kwame, let's go straight to the points of for questions.
Yeah.
Um, what are the 5 things we need to learn from Corona and what it means for businesses?
Great. So I think that one of the things that we really need to focus on and learn through this process is that number one, technology is an essential tool that every single business person needs to embrace. It is not anymore something that is an if, but, or maybe. It is a necessary tool that every single person needs to embrace for their business. That's number one. Number two, I think that especially to young people, this was a great opportunity for us to be able to understand that having only one stream of income can the gospel, right? So number one, if you're a business, if you're a personal brand, if you're somebody who's monetizing your knowledge, whatever it is you do, when being on digital platforms is an essential, which is number one. Number two, whichever way your business is, you need to fully understand which platforms are best for you and which platforms are not. For certain businesses, LinkedIn is a must. For certain businesses, you need to understand that YouTube is a must. For some, it is Facebook and Instagram. For some, you need to start thinking about TikTok and Snapchat. So number one, there needs to be a real understanding of what your business model is and what your ideal audience is. And that is what should inform which platforms you choose to focus on. So that's number one. Don't go into social media with a try and error mentality. You're going to see if it will work or not. No. Go to social media understanding that there are rules of engagement on these platforms, and you need to fully and have an understanding of the platforms to go. So the first thing I'll say to any business is understand your audience. Once you understand your audience, understand the platform those audiences are on. That's also another thing that's very important. People come on Instagram and do things that they should rather be doing on Facebook, or people go on Twitter and do what they should rather be doing on YouTube. So you need to fully understand the platform and know how to apply it. Understand your audience, understand the platform, and finally, be part of the community. Engagement is the most important thing. I'm sure you have seen pages that have thousands of followers, 100,000 followers, yet when they post, they have 150 likes and 2 comments, right? That is because these people do not in any way have engagement. So it is very, very important that you understand the platform, understand your audience, number one, understand the platform, number two, and then engage. And I'm sure we can go into details as we continue.
All right. Instagram is one of the hottest platforms right now.
Yeah.
What are businesses doing right and what are they doing wrong?
Okay, so then the one thing that I've seen all businesses do right is that everybody is coming on. Everybody is opening a business page on Instagram. Everybody has a business page for their store, for their products, for their services. So that is something that I totally seem to see that businesses are doing right. Now, some of the key things businesses are doing wrong is they're coming onto these platforms and approaching it totally different. Now, let's sink into Instagram. Number one, Ubi, if you know anybody or any of your listeners, people watching, have done what we call Instagram sponsored ads, for instance, and I know a lot of businesses do it. Do you know that if you are sponsoring your ads in the Instagram app, you have totally lost the entirety of sponsored ads? That means that you see on Instagram that says promote, and then you click promote. That is actually how amateurs or people who don't really understand platforms, that is how they sponsor ads. If you really actually want to do Instagram ads, there's 2 ways to do it. There's number one, the Facebook Business Advert Manager, which is not Instagram. There is number 2, Facebook Pixel, which is also not in Instagram. So there are a lot of people who are doing Instagram ads and they're going about it the wrong way. Why? They're doing the ads in app, and that is a big problem. So Facebook Business Advert Manager and Facebook Pixel is the right way businesses should be doing. Number 2, the kind of content and caption. Now, people don't understand this, but if you open an Instagram page, number 1, and your page is not a business page, but it is a personal page, you cannot in any way do sponsored ads or have something that's very key to growing on Instagram, which is insights. Now, with you, Ubi, you are a business page on Instagram. If you go to your Instagram, you are able to tell your impressions, you are able to tell when your audience is online, what are your peak points. A lot of people are building businesses and they don't even have this all-important component called insights. The page is still personal. They cannot in any way push sponsored ads by using the right channel, and they don't even know insights to understand their audience. So this is extremely important for anybody who wants to really thrive on the Instagram platform. There are proper ways to do things. Content is important. These are the things that we've learned. Number 1, Mr. Ubi, videos do way better than pictures and text. Number 1. So if you're a business coming on, start looking at video content as a real hard content strategy. Number 2, we have also learned that after videos, the next level is images with text. So images with text is next, and then we have images. So number 1, on Instagram, videos are top-notch content that everybody needs. Number 2, we have also learned that images with text are the second most preferred content. And number 3, the other thing you need to know about Instagram is, Mr. Ubi, there are only 3 things that work on Instagram. Whatever content it is you are producing, number 1, it needs to either be entertaining. Number 2, it needs to either be informative. Or number 3, it needs to be educational. So if your content does not tick any of these boxes, the opportunity for you to actually go on Instagram is less. Most of the videos that we see going viral are the entertaining ones. We see a dog that is hugging another dog. Everybody goes, it has 1 million views. We see comedy videos from Mr. Macaroni and all of them is going viral. You see, Davido's videos. So entertaining goes very, very hard. Number 2, educative content also goes extremely far. and then finally informative. So if you are not doing any of these three things and you're on Instagram pushing your content, nobody is going to pay attention. And these are some of the things that we need to start looking at for businesses who are looking to truly break the platform and really get into it. And then finally is engagement. As much as you can, if you're a business and you come on Instagram, you're putting the right content, you're getting audiences to engage. Make sure we are responding to your DMs, you are responding to comments in your posts. Engagement is an important part of growing on Instagram. And those are some of the free tips that I can give for those businesses who want to grow on Instagram.
All right. From when we started to this point, our conversation, the numbers in terms of viewership has increased. Yeah. So I want you to do a quick recap of the question 1, the question 2, and the question 3. So the first question was, what are 5 things we need to learn from the coronavirus and what it means to businesses? The second question was, how do businesses position themselves on the digital platform and dominate? The third question was, Instagram is one of the hottest platforms right now. What are businesses doing right and wrong?
Great.
So just run us through that before we go to our next question.
Okay. The 5 things we have learned from question 1. The things we have learned from coronavirus is that number 1, technology is an important tool, a super important tool for all businesses. It is not an option anymore. It is a necessary tool for you to operate your business. So number 1 lesson we learned from Corona, technology is a must. Number 2, we have learned that having a single income stream can be very dangerous to your well-being. Having a single income stream. So every young person, period, needs to start thinking about side hustles or side businesses, all businesses that have a digital backend. So it's very, very important for every young person across the continent to start thinking about external businesses. Number 3, I've said that the lesson I had learned personally is that wealth, when we say true wealth, it is in every way connected to health. And if the machinery is broken down, which is you, then your business will not move and none of those things will be able to be pushed. So it is super important that we also take care of ourselves and our well-being. Number 1, technology is a must. Number 2, having a single income stream is deadly. So think about side hustles and think about building them online. It is cheap, it is easy to do, and you would have a real audience waiting for you. Number 3, health is wealth. And finally, I think that the thing that we've learned is that we might never go back to being normal again. The way technology has come into play in our lives is going to continue. We're going to continue doing stuff like this, sitting. I'm in Ghana, you're in Nigeria. We're communicating, we're sharing knowledge. We're going to continue doing virtual collaborations. We're going to see the emergence of virtual offices. We're going to see the emergence of virtual personal assistants. People you might not necessarily physically have to deal with, but you'll be able to complete transactions. Online will become the new normal. So that's number 1. Number 2, the question about what businesses are doing or how businesses are taking care of online platforms. Like I said, a lot of people have realized the importance. Before, when we used to have these conversations, people used to think of us as crazy. We were like the guys, the guys who used to say, we can teach you how to make 40K online or 50K online.
So you're one of them.
A lot of people think we're mad. Until Corona came and they were like, we need to find them. Now we are expensive, we can't afford us. So everybody has found out the need to have a social media platform. I even give the example of men of God who used to say that Facebook was demonic. But now, I think Facebook has given its life to Christ and it has repented. So now all the men of God can use the platform, right? So every business needs to have an online platform. There's a social media page, which is great. Then there's the online home, which is your website. And then there's search engine optimization, which is also a different thing altogether. SEOs. A lot of people know and understand these things. So it's very, very important. Now, finally, we came to Instagram as a platform, and I give some key indicators. Number 1, if you're going to come on any of the social media platforms, fully understand your audience. Your audience determines the platform you should go on. If you're a B2B business, you do business by supplying other businesses. For instance, you need to
Kwame,
yes, sir.
You said B2B. Some people don't understand what B2B is. Can you explain?
So B2B is business to business, right? If you're somebody, for instance, who's a supplier of, key supply chain elements and you deal with other businesses, for instance, you are a wholesale supplier to other businesses, then you should absolutely be positioned on LinkedIn. That is one of the biggest platforms people are sleeping on, because we have all heard the buzz of Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. We're going with what is buzzing. As a business, you do not need to go with what is buzzing. You need to go with what is relevant to your audience. And this is super important. So understanding your audience is key to being able to connect yourself onto the right platform. Now, when you get on the right platforms, specifically on Instagram, the one thing that I brought up is, number one, for those of you who do sponsored ads, and you do sponsored ads inside the Instagram app, you are totally lost. And that's the reason why a lot of you can see that you put money into sponsored ads and it does not convert, because there are key things you need to understand. There's something called cost per impression, there's something called cost per action, and there's something called cost per engagement. Okay. When you do Instagram ads inside the Instagram app, mostly they deduct you by default by cost by impression. So anybody they show the ad to, they will take your money. But this is not how we're supposed to do Instagram ads. Instagram ads are supposed to be done in a separate app called Facebook Business Advert Manager. And that is where we are supposed to actually do our Instagram ads. And when you go there, you'll be able to absolutely select whether you want your money to be deducted per action, per engagement, or per impression. So for instance, if I was selling tickets to my conference and I wanted to go to Facebook and advertise, or Instagram, I would go to the Facebook Business Advert Manager and tell Facebook that only deduct my money for sponsorship when somebody clicks to buy a ticket. Somebody will put that same amount of money, say $50, they will put that same amount of money on the same kind of ad. They will be charged per impression. So 2,000 people will see it and their money is gone. For me, about 20,000 people will see it, and it is only the 500 who click the ad to purchase a ticket that will take my money. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
So on Instagram, never ever go and do your sponsored ad inside the Instagram app. That one that says promote and you click on promote. That is not the way you're supposed to do it. The other thing you need to do is also related with a platform called Facebook Pixel. Now, a lot of you have seen that you go on Instagram and Google, for instance, you Google maybe pitching, because you're doing pitching now. You Google something on pitching, and from there, every website you go, they will show you some advert about pitching.
Yeah.
That thing is
it's called there's a name it's called.
Yes. So that is called retargeting.
Retargeting.
Yeah. Now we use Facebook Pixel to do retargeting. So once you show up and you type some keywords, we will chase you down until you take a certain action based on the keywords. These are the real things that we need to start looking at. It's called Facebook Business Advert Manager. The second one is called Facebook Pixel. So these are some of the things that young people need to start looking at. The things must be done right. If you are on Instagram, I also indicated that the 3 most preferred content. Number one is videos. So videos, also we know that when they are between 1 to 3 minutes, they are more effective. When they are more than that, they can sometimes, people don't really watch it through. So videos are the most preferred. The data also indicates that when it comes to Instagram, images with text are the second most preferred, and then finally images. Also, of the 3 that I have stated, you need to fully understand Facebook Ads Manager. Yes, a lot of people know it. Of the things I've stated, you need to also understand that when you come on Instagram and you want to really grow, your content needs to tick 3 boxes, at least one of them. Every time you post, ask yourself, is this content entertaining? Is this content informative? Or is this content educational? If the thing you have posted does not tick any of these 3 boxes, you have totally lost out on what is important for your business. And that's why some of you can post some of your content, a lot of people will relate to, and then some of them they don't. So somebody is saying, as you explain, images with text.
Continue.
Okay.
We'll go into it. Just continue.
Okay. So now, if you are coming on Instagram and you want to do that, you focus on everything you post. Ask yourself, is it entertaining? Is it informative? Or is it educative? If those 3 are not ticked, your content does not go viral. So if you look at the kind of content that goes viral, the number 1 is entertainment. We see a dog that is hugging a dog. dogs being cute. Everybody says, 1 million views. It's gone viral. You see comedians and Nigerians lead this in the entire continent. Mr. Macaroni, Mr. This, Mrs. That. A lot of the entertainers, their content easily goes viral. Entertainment, very easy to do, very easy to go. Informative content is another one. It really, really helps. It is one of the hard ones to do because generating content can be difficult and sometimes you need professional help. And education. Look at the kind of crowd you have built. You had a very huge, fan base, but in the last few days or in the last 2 weeks that you've been doing this, based on the super education you are providing, you can see the kind of engagement you have. Those are things you can use to measure up on Instagram if you really want to do it. Yeah.
All right, Ambassador Kwame, in the next 5 minutes, I want you to answer these last two questions, and which is the first one is, a lot of economic activities seem to have paused. What do you think the future looks like for post corona, and what are your final words? And on your final words, I want you to add the future of work, and then you can tell us how people can contact you if they want to consult you to do something for them. And don't forget, you promised me that you are going to give some of my viewers free consulting, so please.
We'll talk about it. All right, so in putting it all together, these are indicators I want to give everybody, okay? Number one, this is what a post-corona world looks like. There will be a lot of great demand for digital services. There will be a lot of great demand for digital services. There's already an amazing demand for digital services that is happening now. Churches are going online, businesses are coming online, personal branding is coming online. It is super, super important. So if you are anybody here who runs a digital marketing agency, you offer SEO service, you design websites, please position yourself well, because after Corona, one of the strongest businesses that will stand extremely well will be those who are in the digital space. So never ever forget this. Number two, post-Corona, we know that in the area of communication work, so a lot of companies will have to fully re-engineer their communication. A lot of sponsored ads, a lot of work with influencers, a lot of work with ads in general. You can imagine how a lot of businesses are paused because of Corona, and Corona is the main headline. So if you are also in communication or you are an influencer, please position yourself well so that when we leave Corona and companies start needing help with their communication, you are well positioned for that. Finally, I think that one of the areas that will be super strong for everybody is that technology will become the new normal. If you do not have a business website, start thinking about it. It does not need to be overly off the top, but please start working on a business website. Get a professional to help you design or have your search engine optimization done. It's super important. So if you don't have these things in place, you need them. Use social media to augment your own online home, which is your website. So if you're going to go post-corona, think about these three things. Online will be the new normal. Absolutely have a website. You can even go on YouTube and learn how to build or push your own website by yourself. So it is so important. Then get a professional to help you with that thing called search engine optimization. For those of you who think it's big English, search engine optimization is how you pop up when somebody Googles your name. That is what we mean by search engine optimization. And there is a way you can go about it so that when people type your business name or type your name, you appear the way you want to appear and not the way Google wants you to appear. So technology is the new normal. And finally, let's go to the future of work. So I have done a lot of work in the past years about this. The last time you heard me speak was on the future of work. We have learned a thing. The thing that we know is that glory be to God, and I don't mean this in a bad way, Corona has given us a taste of what our future will look like. In the future, technology will take over a lot of the jobs that we do. Now, let me give your people a very good thing to do. If you're here, whatever your business is, go to the website willrobotstakemyjob.com. willrobotstakemyjob.com. I'm going again, will robots take my job.com. Whatever work you are doing, you can go into the website, type in the name of your business. The website will let you know what is the probability that technology will take over your core service, so that you can reposition yourself for what is coming. It is super important that we do this and prepare. It needs to affect our educational system and what we are studying. For instance, will robots take my job? The robot has an S. Will robots take my job? Now, for instance, you need to understand, Mr. Ubi, that there are certain courses you should not even be studying in school at this time. And I don't want us to get into any controversy, but the market is becoming absolutely wiped out and technology is taking over. Today, if you go to most banks, they have smart ATMs. They are replacing bank tellers at a huge rate. UBA in Nigeria rolled out an AI platform called Leo. And you remember that AI in that UBA system, Leo, can help you do, transactions online, and you might not even need to talk to a relationship manager. So in different industries, we're seeing that a lot of the jobs we used to do are being taken over, and we need to totally recalibrate our understanding, our education. Number one, our education is one of the biggest problems we have in Africa. We need to recalibrate our education. We need to empower more young people with technology. The final thing I might say to this is, Obi, let young people understand across the continent. Let young people understand across the continent. Social media platforms and digital platforms are not entertainment platforms. Now, in as much as we can do a lot of entertaining stuff,
5 minutes, I'm going to restart.
it is important that we look at it for economic value. I am sure some of you have heard of YouTubers who made $20 million. Some of you have heard of Instagram influencers who make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But whenever the white man has built a platform and it comes into Africa, Africa takes it almost only for the entertainment part. So
all right,
Mr. Kwame, about this platform
Mr. Kwame,
as income generators.
Mr. Kwame, I want to beg you for one thing. I'm sure my listeners will accept the same thing too.
Okay.
We have a pitch this evening. Please and please, can you come and pitch come and talk to us before that pitch? Because we have a lot of businesses that are watching currently. You can see when we started to now, the numbers have increased because people are actually learning. You are very, very loaded. And if I want to leave you here, I can stand up from this chair, and I know you one-on-one. I know how loaded you are. So we are going to beg Ambassador Kwame to return back on this live session in the evening. I know you have your own live sessions that you do every day, but please, if you want to contact Ambassador Kwame for anything, consulting to help you with your consulting for your businesses, right now, his page is there. You can go and check him out. See his page. Kwame, just say your page, because I want us to relax so you can break this thing down properly. You can break this thing down properly. So I want you to come in the evening again, please. I beg you, in the evening around maybe 6:30, when we're about to do our pitch for the day.
Okay, great.
I want you to talk to these businesses directly. I know that I cannot pay you for what you are doing